pleasure to have you join us today on the program Woman to Woman. I am Adorable Adesuwa Usa Uwage. Today on Woman to Woman, we're going to answer some salient questions, particularly why women do science subjects in school or science courses, and at the end of the day, they do not practice. Or why would a woman go to school to do something and end up doing something different? What could be the reason? And why do we run away from mathematics? That is a question one beautiful woman is going to answer today. And we're also going to ask other questions today. So it's a potpourri of questions today. I'm not going to say, oh, we want to talk about this, we want to talk about that, we want to talk about that. It's a potpourri of questions today that we're going to be doing today on the program Woman to Woman. Please join me as I make welcome a beautiful sister, someone I've been meaning to interview for a very long time, and today it's happening. Please join me as I make welcome Engineer Dr. Mrs. Queeneth Omoyibo Omoyibo. She's a member of Nigerian Society of Engineers, member Nigerian Institute of Safety Engineers. She is also member Council for Regulation of Engineering in Nigerian Current. She's also registered in that body. She's also chairman. You're going to tell us what this is. Association of Professional Engineers of Nigeria. Wow, women engineers of Nigeria. That's between 2021 to 2023. Wow, it's a long time. You're going to be there till next year. Okay, and so she's also a senior lecturer at the Benedict University, Okada, Department of Mechanical Engineering. And she holds a PhD in Industrial Production Engineering, and she is a scholar UNIDO, which is United Nations Industrial Development Organization. Wow, that's a huge one there. I took time to read this out so that ladies, young girls, everybody who is watching, even men, would find a way of encouraging their daughters to do something very challenging, something very fantastic. I am not saying that what you're doing right now is not challenging, but you see, for us to be assertive, for us to hold our heads high, we need to also rub shoulders with men in some professions. Happy to have you join us.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, now look at it this way. As an engineer, what prompted you, or what informed you, or what made you toe that line?
All right. Thank you for having me. I toed the line of engineering for two reasons. I grew up among boys. I had so many brothers, and some of my brothers were engineering. And I actually toed that line for two reasons. One, I loved mathematics. My mathematics teacher, Mr. Obaro, was very, very good. He made us love mathematics. And he always told us that if you want to do well in science courses, you need to be good and grounded, have a foundation in mathematics. And so I took to that. And so what informed me to study engineering was because I wanted to create a niche out of it, and then tell young girls that it's not difficult. If boys are doing it, girls can do it too. That was why I went in there.
That's fantastic. But unfortunately, these days you find out that particularly girls, I'm not saying some boys don't run away from mathematics, they do. But a whole lot of times you discover that girls don't want to do anything that has to do with mathematics.
All right. First of all, for girls,
is it because we are girls?
No, not gender has nothing to do with it. For you to love mathematics, it's just you. It has to come from you. It wells up from the inside. Number one, your teacher is a factor. If you love your teacher and you practice your mathematics all the time, you do well. I have a song, mathematics not as hard as you think. Mathematics not as hard as you think. Just study very hard and love your math teacher, and you do very well all the time.
Wow.
Yes, if you study very well and love your math teacher, set it in your heart that you do well, you will always do well. I have a daughter that wasn't doing too well in mathematics. I felt bad because that's my area of expertise. So I had to tell her two things. One, do you like your teacher? I said, I don't like Mr. Yamo. I said, okay, fine. You need to start liking Mr. Yamo. And then, because if you hate Mr. Yamo, you're going to hate his subject. Yeah. And if you hate his subject, and that's mathematics, and you need it, you want to be a nurse. And she was like, okay, I'll start liking Mr. Yamo. What's the next thing? When you see Mr. Yami in the morning, Mr. Yami, good morning. You can squeeze your face, but just greet him.
Just greet him.
Pretend to like him. Pretend to like him, and you gradually start liking him. And she eventually started liking Mr. Yamo, and Mr. Yamo became her friend. And then she started practicing all the exercises that she was being given as assignment, and then she started doing well. From 56, 61, she started scoring 90, 94.
That's wonderful.
And then she will see Mr. Yamo, hi! Because she's doing well now.
No.
So you need to love your maths teacher. You have no choice. Because if you don't like your teacher, it's a slim chance that you like the subject. So the subject and the teacher go pari passu. So you need to like the teacher. So mathematics is very easy. And let me tell you something. There's ABC about mathematics. A, always practice after class. Okay. B, your books are very important to you. And C, carefully look into your assignments and do your assignments all the time. That's the ABC of mathematics. So if you do those things, you know, sacrosanctly, you will not fail mathematics. And if you have a foundation in your mathematics, be you become a lawyer or whatever you want, even a mass communicator, your mathematics can be sound. I have a daughter who is in the area of law. Okay. She's very good in mathematics. Because during her days in the primary school and secondary school, we had to make her like it. So it doesn't have to be because you want to read French or because you want to read mass comm or because you want to be a broadcaster. So you shouldn't read mathematics. No. We all know now that the federal government in the whole of Nigeria takes mathematics very sacrosanctly by way of you must pass it in your WAEC, you must pass it in NECO, you must do well, you know, in all of these exams. Mathematics is part of it. It's the rudiment. So mathematics, English, and every other one. So if you want to study law, you need mathematics. If you have a fail, F9 in mathematics, you cannot study law.
Study anything.
If you have F9 in mathematics, you can't even do mass comm and become a broadcaster like Barrister Adesu Asawage. So whatever facet of life you want to dive into, mathematics is the key. And so for us engineers, I am a registered Korean engineer. And for us engineers, we take mathematics very seriously because it is the basics, it's the root, it's the principle that guides engineering. So for engineering mathematics, you need it. For your engineering drawing, you need to know your calculations. For whatever you're doing in engineering, mathematics is your basis. So if you're sound in mathematics, further mathematics, technical drawing, then you're good to go to study engineering. And so let me just use this as a yardstick to tell us what it takes to be an engineer. First of all, when you're in secondary school, you need to know that your mathematics must be very strong.
Okay.
English language, you need it to communicate what you want to write. I speak very well. Of course, you see I speak very well. I write very well as well. My handwriting is lucid. So you should, yes, so you should, you know, channel all this. There's nothing that is cutting off it. So you have mathematics, English, technical drawing, because you are going to do engineering drawing in your university. You need geography. You need physics, chemistry, biology, agric science, civic education, and then you want to add some other subjects like further mathematics. So these are subjects you need to be able to study engineering in a university. I am a senior lecturer in Igbinedion University, Okada, and I lecture in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. One of our basic, you know, prerequisite for you to come from secondary school into Igbinedion University is 1, your mathematics, English, physics, chemistry, biology, technical drawing, further mathematics, geography, and then you add 1 or other 2 courses to it, and then you can study engineering in my university and any other university in Nigeria.
Fantastic. All right? That was quite fantastic. In fact,
thank you, ma'am.
I feel like going back to school to study mathematics all over again. So maybe I'll be lucky to do engineering this time around, or maybe be a medical doctor, because that's actually what I wanted to study. But you see, unfortunately, I wasn't friendly with my maths teacher nor the subject. Perhaps because I was being flogged. You know, when you make a little mistake, you get flogged, and what is it going to you know, you just leave, you know. So that's on the one side. There are so many parents who want to be associated with success, and then they also like this status. This status, you know, in Nigeria we like status a lot. So they want their children to be medical doctors, engineers, you name it. But unfortunately, these children might not, or these children didn't do well in secondary school, or are just not interested, and you see parents aiding and abetting their children to get good results by paying machineries to do examinations for them. Of course, after the examination, they will pass. And then when they get to school, what happens?
All right, first of all, you cannot give what you don't have. And so for you to be able to give what you have, you must earn it. You must work hard at it. I am talking today because I can give what I have. Now, if you want your children to be able to deliver anytime, any day,
yes,
don't aid them. Let them be who they want to be. If your daughter or your son wants to be a footballer, make the child to be the best of the footballer he or she wants to be. Do not aid and abet the children by masterminding their exams. Let's go. Your children want to write WAEC. The first thing you should do is to enroll them in a school where they can go for extramural classes.
A child who has not been doing well from beginning.
Then whatever that child can do, let that child face what the child can do. Do not let your children do what they do not want to do because you want them to do it. They will fail. And if they fail, they will blame you on the long run. Yes. So if you want your child to be an engineer, you start it by when they are young. Now, let's say, for example, if I want my child to be an engineer, from primary 1, I start to do my homework. I start to make the child to love mathematics. I start to make the child to like basic technology, basic science, you know, those courses that will push him there. And then when he gets to secondary school, I make sure that he goes to extra lessons, or even bring in a teacher to teach him courses that would push him towards that course I want him to be, but without telling the child. The child will now begin to love mathematics and do very well because I am putting in extra, effort to make sure the child does well in mathematics. I bring in a physics teacher. I bring in a chemistry teacher. If I do not have that money to bring in teachers, because all fingers are not equal, let's be factual. I can tell the child, okay, go to so house to go and learn these things. Let's call some lecture houses. We're not advertising them. Boiling Point, Gorilla Brains, and the rest. Tell the child, go to these places. From so time, the child goes for extra classes in mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology. See, you do not give what you don't have. By the time these children have learned these through the years and they do WAEC and JAMB and pass well, then they can go into the university and study those courses that are your dream course as parents. But if you do not channel them through this, and then you go and do the miracle classes for them, there are backlashes. And the backlash is that the child will be independent all alone when he gets to the university and start to fail. And by the time the child gets into the frustrating part, start to do drugs, start to do all sorts, and then he backlashes at the parents, and then the parents will begin to cry. So do not allow us to cry as parents. Start to lay your foundation now from primary school. Yes. That's why my association, Professional Women Engineers, we go to primary schools to talk to young girls. We are very mindful of girls because the gap between boys and girls in the class as engineers is very, very huge. In my own class, I'm a senior lecturer in Grenada University, like I said before. I do not have a girl in my class. Yes, I don't have a girl in my class.
All boys.
All boys. So when I come into the class, it is all good morning, ma. And there's no little voice that says, good morning, ma. There's none.
How do you feel?
I feel so bad. But what do I do? So that's why we encourage that girls should study mathematics. Girls should love technical drawing. Girls should love further mathematics. It is not difficult. It's the mindset. Yes, nothing is difficult. It's just your mindset. Even law is difficult if you do not put your mind there. Mass comm could be difficult if you don't put your mind there. So who says the engineering is difficult? It's as easy as ABC. How? Why? Why did you say so? Because whatever you dedicate yourself to, whatever you put your mind in, whatever you are determined to do, it works out. Okay. So parents, do not encourage your children by taking them to miracle centers. What you should
Miracle
do,
centers indeed.
miracle centers do not pay them because to destroy them on the long run, and the backlash that you as a parent. What you do is to start to groom them from primary school to secondary school to love the subjects that will take them to those courses that you want them to read. That's my advice.
That's lovely. Now let's look at the issue of a woman. You just said that you don't have a girl in your class as we speak now.
Yes, ma'am.
And that hurts so bad.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
because you go to some departments, you say like few boys, so many girls. Is it that there are courses meant for girls and then courses meant for boys? Is that how it rolls?
Thank you so much, Adeso Asawage. There are no courses meant for boys. There are no courses meant for girls. There is a gender balance for all courses. After all, I went for a professional interview as an examiner for Korean, and I saw women pilots, yes, that are engineers, that came for professional interview. I saw women automobile engineers driving trucks.
There are not many.
There were much that came anyway, because there's sensitization now.
Okay.
They came for the PI exams. Now, women can do anything, can do what men can do if they put their mind to do it. That's one. And two, there is no course meant for men. I always say it, and I'll say it on air, that we are not taking the space of men, because there are some spaces that are meant for men, fine. But we are saying, please, men, just let us open the door. Let us take some space. Yes. And that's why I sing a song. The G's in engineering is for girls. The G's in engineering is for girls. The G's in engineering is for girls, not for boys. And the girls must take their space. Yes, the girls must take their space.
Talking about taking space now,
Yes.
let's do a little bit of politics here. 2023 election time, and people have been buying nomination from and all of that. I haven't heard yet that a woman bought nomination form for the presidential seat or governorship seat and all of that.
So many factors.
Do you think that a woman can be governor today or a president of Nigeria today?
A woman can be a governor, a woman can be a president. It is happening in other climes.
Can it happen here?
It can happen here. But we have a lot of factors. We have cultural factors. You're a woman, stay there. We're men, we go to the front. We have social factors. We even have economic factors, the money aspect. We have the gender factor. Now, for the economic factor that has to do with money, you know, to collect a nomination form has to do with so much fund.
A lot of money.
Who is going to sponsor you? Where's the money coming from? Women are not as buoyant as men when it comes to things like that. So we need a lot of encouragement from even women ourselves. Women support women. Because this year's International Women's Day had a theme which says break the bias.
Break the bias.
So let us break that bias of it is only men that can be president. It is only men that can be governors. No. Women can also do that because we have a lot of soft skills. And what are these soft skills? One, we are very resilient. Two, we are very meticulous. Three, we are very prudent. And four, we have that wit. And so if we have all of this and men are supporting us to go, we can do better. We can even do best. But that aspect of monetary funding, it's what is really not breaking the bias. But God will help us, the bias will be broken.
Okay, you said two things now. Women support women, and the second one, if the men will support us.
Yes.
How far do you think we can go on this?
All right.
Because I know women will hardly support women.
Women will support women.
Like I always say, once upon a time we had a woman who came up to say that I want to be president.
Yes.
Lo and behold, she voted for herself. No other woman. There were women there. But no other woman came up to say, I want to support this woman. What is happening to us? We'll only support ourselves on Facebook, on pages of papers and all of that. When it comes to the reality on the ground, we are nowhere to be found. We are running away from each other.
The orientation is changing now. We have a lot of women groups that are coming up that's trying to sensitize women to say, support yourselves, break that bias, support yourselves. Because if we support ourselves, if you look at the electoral proceedings, you will see that women are the ones that actually go to vote the more.
Of course.
Out of 20, you will see 18 women going to vote, only 2 men. Out of 20, you will see 14 women going to vote, 6 men. So those 14, if they vote for women, it will go a long way. But so we need to sensitize ourselves to say, let us support ourselves. We are getting there. We are getting there, and we will get there.
It's hard to believe that women are going to support.
They will support because it's sensitization.
Let's take an
sensitization number one.
Yeah.
If we're sensitized and there's an awareness program, massive awareness program, I think that orientation will change. Because this time we say, Nigerian people, shine your eye, shine your eye, shine now. Well. When Dora Akuyini came up as the agency woman, and then she brought up all those things, it really sensitized a lot of us in so many facets. So if we bring up such sensitization programs through National Orientation Agency and then spread it all over Nigeria, I think women orientation will change. It will change, honestly.
Okay, a man may easily support his wife. Maybe as you are an engineer now, your husband will support you. Very supportive. A man may support the wife who is a lawyer. But when it comes to politics, it's hard for men to support their wives for obvious reasons. The midnight meetings and all of that. I don't know what's happening. Do you think men can really come out and say that, oh, I want my wife to be president, I'm buying the form for her. I want my wife to be governor, I'm buying the form. I want my wife to be a senator. Now, my village people, come and contribute money, let's support my wife. Do you think a man will one day come up to say that?
All right, first of all, before you are supported to do anything by your husband first of all must see that you are worth supporting before he comes out. Yes,
that's the big one.
Yes, nothing good comes easy.
You must show yourself.
You must show yourself approved that you can actually do it, and then he will say, okay, all right, let me talk to my friends. Let me talk to because men, they have a lot of folks. Yes. So how do you do that? One, it starts from home. Charity begins at home. You must respect your husband. You must take care of the home front. And you must promise that when you get to where you are going, you're not going to neglect them. The home. With your character there and there. And by the time these factors are put into place, all other constraints will come in, plugged in. And then the man says, fine, my wife is okay. I have checked her at home. She's fine. Let me see how we can project her. Some men project their wives. Okay. Yes, so many men project their wives. So many men do. And so God bless all those men, and also bless my own husband because he projects me too. I
bless mine too.
Yes. So please, men, project your wives. Okay. You know, package them from home so that when they get out, whatever they do runs back to you as the owner of that property talking. Okay. So please, let us support our wives. And women, break that bias, support women. Women support women. So that things can happen. We have a governor tomorrow, we'll have a president tomorrow, and Nigeria will be a better place. Thank you so much.
Honestly, I wish we could go on and on and on, but all of a sudden our time is fast spent. But this is not going to end here, because Engineer Dr. Mrs. Queeneth Kingsley Omoyibo will be here again to talk to us more. You know, I was just enjoying your talks and forgot that we work with a time frame. All right, thank you so much for being part of this program today. I'm sure that girl, that woman, that mother, that father out there now knows what to do to make his or her child fall in love with mathematics. Because if you fall in love with mathematics, honestly, you're going to do so much for yourself, for your family, for everybody. Very well. All right, and of course you can be president or governor if you want to. Like Madam said, charity begins from home. Show yourself approved, and I'm sure everything will be fine. Someday we will come here again to come and talk about women assertiveness with this same beautiful woman. This is what we're going to do today. We thank you for being part of it. Thank you, Doctor, for finding time to be with us today.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right,
thank you. My pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you again. Bye-bye.